signatures of my president, myself and my treasurer are all here. We strongly oppose this jurisdiction which they are trying to bring to regularize illegal structures. I would like to tell the government that first they should set their house in order, in the sense that there are Alvara lands, there are evacuee property lands which the government is dragging its feet on. Let the government first regularize their structures in the Alvara and the evacuee properties before putting their hands on any other property. Let them set an example first. I don't know why they are trying to touch Comunidade lands which are actually private lands. Comunidade lands are governed by a code of Comunidade which states that these lands are private lands and they should not be touched. All the government lands which are there, illegal constructions go on unabated. They are carrying on without any action being taken by anybody. But at least our Comunidade lands are being protected by the managing committees because they are private lands. They have to be protected, and this is the essence of Goa. If the managing committees of the Comunidades were not there, then all this land would have been finished. And the government is taking an active role in regularizing these structures, which is totally unjust and wrong. We do not want the government to interfere with our private lands. As Rani Lakshmi Bai said, "Meri Jhansi nahi dungi." I say today, we are not going to part with our lands. I now bring your attention to the next point. There are certain lands, even in the Comunidade of Assagao also, where a 100 square meter illegal construction is taking place in a 1 lakh square meter land. If the government regularizes that 100 square meters, what is going to happen to the other part of the land? The Comunidade of Assagao will never be able to use that land because that will only open the doors for more and more illegal constructions to happen there. Tomorrow, even if the Comunidade of Assagao wants to take a project where there is a 100 square meter encroachment and it is regularized by the government, the person's name will enter in the Form 1 and 14, and for anything and everything, the Comunidade of Assagao will be at the mercy of that encroacher. How are we to take cognizance of the fact that a total non-person, a non-Gaukar, an outsider, holds the Comunidade of Assagao to ransom? So it should not be allowed under any circumstances for any regularization in any land. The third thing is that local Goans, local people of Goa are very law abiding. They never do illegal things. You see, most of the offices, all the Goans are going to seek permission. Even in their private properties also, if they have to do an extension of the house or they have to build some small garden and all, they will always approach the panchayats. Isn't this complete injustice to the local native Goans if the government is going to regularize houses built by migrants overnight without taking any permission? How is it going to be possible? How does it, how is it in cognizance with the law if somebody just comes and overnight builds a house without taking any permission, without doing anything, without paying any money, and our native Goans who are law abiding have to go for each and every small thing to the departments? Isn't this absolute injustice to the native Goans? And the last but not the least, I would like to remind the government that this regularization of the government, what it is deeming to regularize these structures, will only open the floodgates to more and more illegal constructions. Just imagine if till 2025 the government decides to regularize all the structures, how long will it take for these migrants who start constructions on Friday and end it by Monday to create papers, to build structures and do these illegal constructions overnight and finish all the land that is there in the Comunidade? The Comunidade is an agrarian society. There were fields that were auctioned by the Comunidade. None of these fields are being auctioned today. All the fields are lying fallow. I want to ask the government if they are going to regularize all these constructions in the different places and collect the money where there is no trees, no crops which are grown? Are we going to eat money at the end of it, or do we need food to eat later on? So I want the government to take cognizance of all our grievances, the grievances of the native Goans who are law abiding, who are wanting to do everything as per procedures, to please refrain from bringing this draconian jurisdiction to regularize these houses of these different people, and put a serious thought into bringing some jurisdictions which are beneficial to the people, which are beneficial to the state, which will keep the biodiversity in place, which will provide for food for our state. Thank you very much.